Most people spend their entire lives obsessed with what others think of them. A small minority, however, become obsessed with themselves. And that small difference changes everything. If you're watching this, you've probably reached that moment in your life when you realize it is time to stop living for others and start living for yourself. My name is Jung, and for decades, I have explored the inner worlds of the most conscious and evolved minds on the planet. Through this exploration, I've discovered something fascinating. All those who have achieved true greatness in any area of life share one thing in common. They are not obsessed with what others think, do, or say about them. They are obsessed with understanding themselves. But here is the question that could transform your entire existence. When was the last time you truly sat down to think about yourself? Not your problems, not your responsibilities, not what others expect from you but you, who you really are, what you genuinely desire, and the person you are becoming with every passing day. The truth is, most of us have spent so much time worrying about others that we've lost connection with ourselves. And that disconnection is precisely what keeps us trapped in lives that don't belong to us, in jobs that don't inspire us, in relationships that don't nourish us, and in an existence that feels more like survival than a full, meaningful life. But today, that can change. I am going to show you how to become obsessed with yourself in a way that is not selfish, but essential. A way that not only transforms your life, but allows you to serve the world with far more authenticity and power. Let me tell you about a moment that changed my perspective forever. I was in my early 30s, feeling completely lost. I had failed several times and was sitting alone in my small apartment, surrounded by the echo of disappointment. I had spent years trying to impress others, following the advice of people who hadn't achieved what I desired, living according to the expectations of my family, my culture, my society. That night, I asked myself a question that shattered everything. If I didn't have to impress anyone, not even one person, what would I do? For the first time in years, I was silent. I didn't have an answer, because I had completely lost connection with myself. That was the night I made the most important decision of my life. I would become a student of my own soul. I would study myself, understand myself, and evolve with the same discipline and passion that a scientist uses to study the mysteries of the universe. That inner decision, that conscious obsession with self, carried me from confusion to clarity, from failure to the expansion of consciousness that later inspired thousands. But here is what I want you to understand. Being obsessed with yourself doesn't mean being narcissistic or it means becoming the best version of yourself so that you can serve life from abundance, not from emptiness. When you know yourself deeply, when you cultivate your talents and strengthen your character, you become a vessel through which the world can receive something greater. Think about it this way. If you were a healer, wouldn't it be your responsibility to perfect your healing ability? Wouldn't it be selfish not to develop your potential to the fullest? In the same way, it is your moral duty to evolve into the most complete version of yourself, because the world needs the highest expression of who you are. When I speak of being obsessed with yourself, I'm referring to 4 essential dimensions that most people never consciously develop. Your conscious mind, your emotional depth, your spiritual growth, and your physical evolution. These 4 areas are not separate. They are parts of one whole. When developed in harmony, they create a powerful inner alchemy that transforms every aspect of your life. So, how do we begin this journey? Let's start with the first dimension. Your conscious mind. This is about becoming the master of your thoughts, not a slave to them. The average person has thousands of thoughts a day, and most of them are repetitive, negative, and borrowed from others. To become obsessed with your mind means to consciously choose what you think. Start a practice of daily reflection. Every morning, before the world demands your attention, take just 10 minutes to sit in silence. Ask yourself, what is my main intention for today? What thought patterns are holding me back? What new belief would serve me better? This isn't about emptying your mind, but about directing it. Your mind is like a garden. If you don't actively plant flowers, weeds will grow on their own. Consciously plant thoughts of strength, possibility, and self-worth. The second dimension is your emotional depth. We live in a society that fears emotions. We numb them, we suppress them, we distract ourselves from them. But your emotions are your guidance system. To be obsessed with your emotional world means to learn its language. Instead of asking, why do I feel so bad? Ask, what is this feeling trying to tell me? Is that anxiety signaling that you're out of alignment with your values? Is that frustration pointing to a boundary that needs to be set? Don't run from your feelings. Sit with them. Journaling is a powerful tool for this. Write down what you feel without judgment. Give your emotions a voice. When you learn to listen to your emotions, they stop being overwhelming storms and become wise counselors. This emotional intelligence is the foundation of deep, meaningful relationships, both with yourself and with others. Next, we have your spiritual growth. This has nothing to do with religion, unless you want it to. It's about connecting to something larger than your ego, your sense of purpose, your why. What makes you feel alive? What activities make you lose track of time? For me, it was a study of the human psyche. For you, it could be art, nature, service to others, or innovation. To become obsessed with your spiritual growth is to dedicate time to what nourishes your soul. It is about asking the big questions. Who am I beyond my job title and social roles? What is my unique contribution to the world? Find a practice that connects you to this deeper part of yourself. It could be meditation, spending time in nature, reading philosophy, or engaging in deep conversations. This connection is the anchor that will hold you steady through life's inevitable storms. Finally, we arrive at your physical evolution. Your body is not just a vehicle to carry a brain around. It is the physical manifestation of your consciousness. To neglect your body is to neglect the temple of your being. Being obsessed with your physical evolution isn't about achieving a certain look. It's about cultivating energy, vitality, and strength. How does your body feel right now? Are you energized or depleted? Pay attention to how different foods affect your mood and energy. Move your body in a way that you enjoy, whether it's walking, dancing, lifting weights, or practicing yoga. Your physical state is directly linked to your mental and emotional state. When you take care of your body, you sharpen your mind, balance your emotions, and create the physical capacity to pursue your purpose with vigor. These 4 dimensions, mind, emotion, spirit, and body, are the pillars of a life built on self-knowledge. Becoming obsessed with them is the ultimate act of self-love and service. It's a daily commitment to becoming a little better, a little wiser, and a little more you. The path isn't always easy. You will have to unlearn years of conditioning. You will have to choose yourself, even when others don't understand. But I promise you, the reward is a life of authenticity, freedom, and deep fulfillment. You will move from a life of quiet desperation to one of vibrant creation. So, I invite you today to make that decision. The decision to stop being an expert on everyone else's life and to become a dedicated student of your own. Take that first step. Sit in silence. Ask the hard questions. Listen to the answers. Begin the most important journey you will ever take. The journey back to yourself. Your future self is waiting. Don't keep them waiting any longer. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content on navigating your inner world. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.